Welcome, gentlemen, to a conversation that has the potential to redefine not just how you navigate relationships, but how you see yourself. Today, we're talking about the 7 rules to break her ego and become a high-value man. But let's set the record straight from the beginning. This isn't about manipulation, games, or tearing anyone down. Far from it. This is about mastering yourself, understanding the dynamics of respect, and elevating who you are so that you naturally command the respect and admiration of others, without ever having to demand it. Now let me ask you this. How many times have you felt like you were walking on eggshells around someone? Maybe you've tried to please them, hoping they'd see your worth, but instead, they only took you for granted. Or maybe you felt like no matter how much effort you put in, you were always left questioning whether you were enough. These feelings are more common than you think, but here's the truth most men don't realize. The problem isn't with them, it's with the way you've allowed their ego to dictate your sense of self-worth. This video isn't just about breaking through someone else's ego, it's about breaking the invisible chains of seeking approval, over-explaining yourself, and forgetting the powerful man you truly are. We're going to dive deep into 7 transformative rules that will not only help you reset the power dynamics in your relationships, but will also turn you into a man who exudes unshakable confidence, clarity, and purpose. But here's the thing. The lessons I'm about to share with you are only as powerful as the action you're willing to take. So before we dive in, do 2 things for me. First, hit that subscribe button right now. Join this community of empowered men who are on a mission to live intentionally, master themselves, and inspire others to do the same. Second, like this video and share it with someone who needs this message. Together, we can create a ripple effect of men stepping into their true power. Grab a notebook, clear your distractions, and let's begin this journey to becoming the high-value man you were always meant to be. Rule number 1. Stop chasing validation. The first rule is the foundation of it all. Stop chasing validation. A high-value man doesn't need someone else's approval to feel whole. He knows his worth, and he validates himself through his actions, his principles, and his unwavering commitment to growth. Now, I want you to think for a moment. How many decisions in your life have been driven by the need to be liked or accepted? How often have you said yes to things you didn't want to do just to avoid disappointing someone? The truth is, the more you seek validation from others, the more power you give them over you. When it comes to relationships, chasing validation can be even more damaging. Let's say you're constantly complimenting her, seeking her attention, or adjusting your behavior just to keep her happy. What does that communicate? It says, my value depends on your approval. And let me tell you, nothing kills respect faster than neediness. So how do you stop this cycle? First, shift your focus inward. Instead of asking, what will they think of me? Ask yourself, do I respect the choices I'm making? Am I living in alignment with my values? When you start validating yourself, you no longer need to prove anything to anyone. Second, learn to embrace silence. When you're not constantly seeking reassurance, your silence becomes powerful. It shows you're confident enough to let your actions speak for you. And here's the beauty of this rule. When you stop chasing validation, people begin to respect you more. They see you as grounded, self-assured, and immune to external pressures. It's a subtle yet profound shift that can transform not just your relationships, but every aspect of your life. So, start practicing this today. Stop seeking approval, and start living in alignment with who you are. Rule number 2. Master the art of silence. The second rule is one that many overlook, but is incredibly powerful. Mastering the art of silence. In a world where everyone feels the need to fill the void with words, silence becomes a rare and valuable skill. Silence is not just the absence of words. It's a tool for control, introspection, and influence. Let me explain. When someone tries to provoke you, whether it's through criticism, manipulation, or even flattery, your silence speaks louder than any reaction ever could. It shows that you're in control, that you're unshaken by their attempts to rattle you. This is especially important when dealing with someone who has a strong ego. Silence disrupts their power because it denies them the emotional reaction they crave. But mastering silence doesn't mean shutting down or being passive. It means being intentional. For example, in conversations, use silence to listen more and observe what's not being said. People reveal so much in their pauses, their body language, and their inconsistencies. By staying silent, you gather information that others miss. Silence also creates an air of mystery. Think about it. When someone doesn't reveal everything about themselves, it naturally draws others in. They become curious, intrigued, and even a little intimidated. As a high-value man, your silence is your strength. It communicates that you don't need to fill every moment with words to be heard. Here's a simple practice. The next time you're in a conversation, resist the urge to fill the silence. Let the other person speak, and when you do respond, make your words count. Over time, you'll notice how much more impactful and respected your presence becomes. Remember, a man who masters silence masters himself, and in doing so, he commands the respect of others without saying a word. Rule number 3. Set non-negotiable boundaries. Boundaries are the ultimate form of self-respect, and setting them is the third rule to becoming a high-value man. Let's get one thing straight. Boundaries are not about controlling others. They're about protecting your energy, your time, and your values. Without them, you leave yourself open to disrespect, manipulation, and burnout. Imagine this scenario. You're in a relationship where your partner constantly dismisses your opinions or undermines your goals. What happens if you let it slide? It becomes a pattern, and over time, you begin to lose yourself in the process. But the moment you set a boundary, calmly, firmly, and without apology, you take back your power. You send the message that you value yourself too much to tolerate disrespect. Setting boundaries isn't just about saying no. It's about defining what you will and will not accept in every area of your life. This applies to your relationships, your work, and even how you treat yourself. For instance, if you're constantly sacrificing your needs to please others, it's time to set a boundary with yourself. Prioritize your goals, your health, and your peace of mind. And here's the thing about boundaries. They might upset people who've benefited from your lack of them. But that's okay. High-value men understand that their worth isn't defined by others' reactions. Enforcing boundaries is an act of courage. It shows that you're willing to protect what matters, even if it means losing people who don't respect you. So take a moment to reflect. Where in your life do you need to set stronger boundaries? Write it down and commit to taking action today. Rule number 4. Focus on your mission, not her opinions. The fourth rule is a crucial shift in mindset that every high-value man must embrace. Focus on your mission, not her opinions, or anyone else's for that matter. Here's the reality. The moment you start living your life based on someone else's expectations, you lose your sense of direction and purpose. Your mission is your compass. It's what gives your life meaning and keeps you grounded, no matter what storms come your way. Now, I want you to take a moment to think, what is your mission? Is it building your career, creating financial freedom, improving your health, or becoming the best version of yourself? Whatever it is, that mission must be the foundation of everything you do. When you prioritize your goals, you naturally exude confidence and determination, qualities that are magnetic to others. Here's where most men go wrong. They put their relationships, or worse, someone else's opinions, ahead of their purpose. They compromise their dreams to keep someone happy, but in doing so, they sacrifice their own happiness and identity. High-value men don't make that mistake. They understand that when they focus on their mission, everything else, including respect and admiration, falls into place. This doesn't mean you ignore the people in your life. It means you lead with your purpose. For example, if you're pursuing a career milestone and your partner feels insecure about the time you're dedicating to it, explain your vision. Show her that your mission isn't about neglecting her. It's about building a life that benefits both of you. And if she can't support that, then she's not aligned with your journey. Remember, a man who knows where he's going doesn't need validation to stay the course. He trusts his path, he takes the steps necessary to grow, and he attracts people who respect his drive. Your mission isn't just about achieving goals. It's about becoming the kind of man who inspires others to pursue their own greatness. Rule number 5. Control your emotions to control the situation. The fifth rule is one of the most critical elements of becoming a high-value man. Control your emotions to control the situation. In life and relationships, emotions are powerful tools, but when they're unchecked, they can quickly turn into liabilities. Think about the last time you let anger, jealousy, or frustration get the best of you. How did it affect your decisions, your interactions, and your overall sense of control? Here's a key Stoic principle. It's not the situation itself that causes you stress, but how you react to it. High-value men understand this, which is why they master their emotions instead of letting their emotions master them. When you're calm and composed, you become the most powerful person in any room. Why? Because emotional control radiates confidence, and confidence commands respect. Now, controlling your emotions doesn't mean suppressing them, it means understanding them. When someone says something that triggers you, take a step back and ask yourself, why am I reacting this way? Is this worth my energy? What's the most effective response? This pause gives you the power to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. For example, let's say someone tries to provoke you in an argument. Instead of raising your voice or getting defensive, you remain calm, collected, and intentional in your words. That composure not only diffuses the situation, but also shows the other person that you're not easily rattled. It's a subtle yet powerful way to assert dominance without aggression. Here's a practical tip. Start practicing mindfulness. Whether it's through meditation, deep breathing, or journaling, mindfulness helps you build the mental clarity and emotional resilience you need to stay grounded in any situation. Remember, a man who controls his emotions controls his destiny, and that is the ultimate mark of strength. Rule number 6. Value your time like gold. The sixth rule is about valuing your most precious resource, your time. Unlike money, possessions, or opportunities, time is the one thing you can never get back once it's gone. Yet, so many people waste it on things, and people, that add no value to their lives. High-value men know that how they spend their time defines their success, their happiness, and their legacy. Think about this. How much time do you spend on activities or conversations that drain you? Maybe it's endless scrolling on social media, engaging in meaningless arguments, or trying to please people who don't even respect you. Every minute you spend on these things is a minute you're taking away from your growth, your goals, and your peace of mind. To truly value your time, you have to become intentional about where it goes. Start by auditing your day. How much of your time is spent on activities that align with your mission? How much of it is wasted on distractions or obligations that don't serve you? Once you identify the gaps, set boundaries. Say no to anything that doesn't align with your priorities. This also applies to relationships. If someone consistently wastes your time, whether it's through drama, manipulation, or lack of effort, they don't deserve a place in your life. High-value men don't tolerate time wasters because they know their time is better spent building something meaningful. And here's the beauty of valuing your time. When you treat it like gold, others will too. People will see that you're serious about your priorities, and they'll respect you for it. Remember, time is the currency of life. Spend it wisely, and you'll live a life of purpose and fulfillment. Finally, rule number 7. Detach from outcomes and focus on effort. The final rule is one that requires both discipline and courage. Detach from outcomes and focus on effort. As men, we're often conditioned to measure our worth by results, whether it's success in our careers, relationships, or personal goals. But here's the Stoic truth. Outcomes are not entirely within your control. What you can control is your effort, your mindset, and your consistency. When you tie your happiness to specific outcomes, you set yourself up for disappointment and frustration. For example, if you're working toward a promotion or trying to win someone's approval, and it doesn't happen, you might feel like you failed. But failure isn't defined by the result. It's defined by whether or not you gave your best effort. High-value men understand this distinction, and it's what sets them apart. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you free yourself from the anxiety of what might happen and focus entirely on the process. When you give your best effort, you can walk away from any situation with your head held high, knowing that you stayed true to yourself. This rule is especially important in relationships. Instead of trying to control how someone feels about you or what they do, focus on being the best version of yourself. When you detach from the need for a specific outcome, you show confidence, self-respect, and emotional maturity, qualities that naturally attract admiration and respect. Here's the takeaway: life is unpredictable, and outcomes are never guaranteed. But when you focus on effort, you build resilience, character, and a sense of fulfillment that no result can take away. So let go of what you can't control, double down on what you can, and trust that the right things will fall into place. Let's recap. The 7 rules to break your ego and become a high-value man aren't just strategies, they're a way of life. Stop chasing validation, master the art of silence, set non-negotiable boundaries, focus on your mission, control your emotions, value your time, and detach from outcomes. These principles are not about controlling others, they're about mastering yourself. If you commit to these rules, you'll notice an incredible shift in how people perceive you, how you perceive yourself, and how much more fulfilled and purposeful your life becomes. And remember, being a high-value man isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Every day, every decision, every action is a step toward becoming the man you're meant to be. If this video resonated with you, don't keep it to yourself. Hit like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel to join a community of men dedicated to living with strength, purpose, and integrity. Thank you for watching, and remember, your power lies in your choices. Stay strong, stay focused, and stay unstoppable.